Well, news has come out this morning that Newcastle United have announced 2 pre-season friendlies at St James's Park. Now, the interesting thing about these friendlies is they're both back-to-back. One is a Friday night on the 29th of July, 7:45 kickoff, and the next one is the very next day at 3 o'clock on the 30th of July. So it looks like they're going to be rotating the squad. 2 completely different starting 11s, I would imagine, for the 2 games. But the opposition is really good as well. On the Friday night, we'll be taking on Atalanta of Serie A, who finished 8th in the league last season. So it will be a test for us. Atalanta are a very, very strong team, very well known, some very decent players. And on the 30th, then the very next day, we take on Spanish side Athletic Bilbao. Now, Bilbao, we've played them years and years ago in a European competition, but obviously we haven't really played a lot of foreign teams during pre-season lately because of what's happened with COVID. But very interesting that they're back-to-back. I've never seen that before. So it will be completely different sides, I would imagine. I don't think we'll be playing pre-season games where we playing players on a Friday night and Saturday afternoon. I think that would be crazy, unless he just gives a half each to different 11s on both occasions. But Bilbao, they finished 8th in La Liga last season as well. So both teams that were playing, both had decent seasons, finishing 8th. And I would imagine that both of those sides will be looking to improve on their league positions next season. Now for Newcastle, it's big for the fans because it gives the fans an opportunity to come up and have a look at some possible new signings. We obviously don't know who they're going to be yet, but it's the likelihood is there'll be some signings in there in the 2 teams. And also, what are they going to do with the tickets is an interesting factor as well, because are they going to say, right, we'll give you a 2-for-1 offer, you pay a certain amount of money and it gets you into both games? Because I have a feeling that a lot of people will want to go. Again, it'll be a perfect opportunity for families to take the kids and everybody who doesn't normally get to see Newcastle United because of the demand for season tickets and match tickets on the day. So, brilliant opportunity. Friday night, people can come up from wherever they live down south, maybe stay overnight in Newcastle and get to take in both games. I think it's a good idea to do this because obviously the squad will certainly be big enough, I would imagine, by the time that the back end of July comes around, that they can then process the 2 games. So for me, it's a good idea, and it's very good opposition as well. You look back to last season, we played Norwich at home. The pre-season was very dull, shall we say, because most of them were away games against lower league opposition. There wasn't really any challenges. Yes, you could say Norwich were a Premier League side, but they had a lot of COVID issues at the time, if I recall, when they played the pre-season game. And of course, Dwight Gale scored a couple of goals in that game, and I think it was a 3-0 win. It wasn't really a test for what was to come, that was for certain, because what was to come was no win in first 14 games. So this is a challenge for Newcastle United, and it's a good one, because to get to see the new players out there and seeing how we're gelling so far, seeing what the fitness is like, before the new season starts, because the season starts a week after. So it's a good opportunity to get some tough games in. We haven't heard about anything about away games yet in pre-season. I would imagine they'll follow quite quickly. We've got the sponsors about to be announced as well. That's looking like possibly as early as Monday or Tuesday for the new sponsor. So everything is moving along quite swiftly at Newcastle United, and I think these two games have just sort of generated that excitement again, that it's not too far away. July is very close. If you look at it, it's a couple of months, but these players will be back in pre-season very quickly and back to doing what they love doing, and we can be back in St James's Park before we know it. So with the World Cup coming up in Christmas time, it's brought everything forward again, so that the gap between the end of the season and the new season isn't that long. The players still get a decent rest, of course, but we were looking forward now to seeing what news is coming out of Newcastle regarding transfers, which should be absolutely massive. Now, regarding the Dan Ashworth situation, I'm led to believe that he could be actually in Newcastle and working at Newcastle as early as next week, which is great news because he's a fantastic He's done a fantastic job at Brighton, and we've been always looking forward to Dan Ashworth coming in and seeing what he can do at Newcastle United in whatever capacity he's given. Eddie Howe has spoken about him, says he rates him very highly. Now, I believe that obviously Dan Ashworth could well have negotiated a lot of the stuff behind the scenes before he even takes the job. He's on gardening leave at Brighton at the minute. Crazy to think that it's taken this long to work out any sort of compensation deal. But again, Newcastle United are not going to be dragged through the mud and not going to be pressured into paying the money that they don't think anybody's worth. If Dan Ashworth was worth £5 million compensation, Newcastle would have paid it. There's no doubt about that. But they don't feel like that is the money that was that should be banded around, because people are looking at Newcastle and thinking, right, we'll add a couple of million on here and there. And it's unfair, because I don't think that if a Norwich City or a Brentford came along wanting Dan Ashworth, that they would turn around and say £5 million compensation. I just don't believe that for a start. And again, it's this Newcastle United tax thing, which we've come to sort of believe now when it comes to transfers for players or staff, for that matter. But it's great news, because he can get to work straight away with Eddie Howe, getting targets identified, getting players spoken to, getting arrangements made, and things might start moving swiftly along with bringing players into the club. So very, very exciting times coming up. We will keep you posted on the channel of anything that comes around. But yeah, those two games announced today: Friday night, the 29th of July, at Atlanta at home, and then the following day, 3 o'clock kickoff, will be Athletic Bilbao. So two games to really, really look forward to in pre-season at St James's Park. Thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know down below, is this the kind of pre-season you wanted? These the kind of teams that we should be going up against this time instead of the non-league stuff? I know COVID had a lot to do with that, but these are top half table in Serie A and La Liga, so decent opposition definitely. And what do you think about the two games back to back? Is it something that you've seen before, or you think it's a good idea? Let me know in the comments below. But as usual, guys, if you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when we upload or record a video. You can donate to the channel if you wish by using a super thanks button, which is just along from the like button if you want to donate to the channel that way. But keep your eyes peeled for more live shows coming up. If you're watching this on Saturday when it's released, or Sunday afternoon, we do have a show Sunday night, the transfer show, all four of us, with me, Alex, Billy and Danielle, so really looking forward to that one as well. But in the meantime, guys, have a great weekend. I look forward to reading your comments. Take care.